So Bryshere Gray was once a man that was both talented and fine, but something is off because I've seen his pussy hole more than mine. Let's discuss. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Beasley here. I hope you all are staying cool, calm, and collected out there. So the other day, I was on Twitter, aka X. You know, they call it X now because it's nothing but porn. But I was on, just laying down, about to wind down for the night, and I was on Twitter, and to my surprise, and in my sight, I saw Bryshere Gray doing squats, naked. After seeing that, I was both aroused, confused, and sad because when I saw Bryshere Gray, he just looked absolutely sad. Just sad, just lost in the eyes, and I was just like, Bryshere Gray, of all people, on Twitter and OnlyFans, spreading his cheeks. Now, if you guys don't know who Bryshere Gray is, Bryshere Gray was Hakeem on Empire, the youngest son, the most spoiled son. He was the rapper of the three sons. Bryshere Gray was an immensely talented actor on that show Empire. He was on there from the beginning all the way up until the end. Empire started in 2015, and then it ended in April of 2020. He actually made his industry debut at the age of 19, and it was mainly on the music side of things. He wanted to be a rapper instead of an actor. His main goal was being the next top rapper in the industry. But when he landed that gig on Empire, he basically was like, okay, I can kill two birds with one stone. It's going to be a music-based show. I can showcase my rap skills on the show, and this will propel me in the music industry as well as being an actor. Now, when it comes to my personal views on Empire, Empire was an astronomical hit of a show. I'll never forget when that show came on. After the first 3 or 4 episodes, every celebrity was like, oh, I was supposed to be a part of Empire. Oh, I was supposed to be a part of this. Oh, I was supposed to be Hakeem. Everybody wanted to say that they were in close proximity to that show Empire because that was the biggest show on television at the time. Season 1 for the most part was phenomenal, but however, during that season 1 finale, I kind of had a feeling that the show was headed in a very campy and overall kind of Tyler Perry-esque direction. And then season 2 rolled around, and when Taraji P. Henson came down in the cage in the gorilla suit, I was just like, I don't need to see any more of this. Now, Empire ended because of 3 reasons. For one, the shenanigans of Jussie Smollett completely tanked the show. For 2, over time, the writing just got progressively worse. And for 3, the writing made the ratings go completely downhill, on top of the Jussie Smollett scandal. So that show just got tanked, and however, at one point, it felt like Bryshere's career was going to be saved and elevated more so in the music landscape. But like a lot of Empire actors, his career and overall life just spiraled completely out of control. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, when I saw Bryshere Gray part his cheeks like the Red Sea, in my mind I was like, where did this downward spiral begin? And when I did my research, I gotta say, it happened literally right after the show ended. 2020 truly was an interesting year. On one hand, it was a time for people to really be in their house, be with themselves, have some sense of self-reflection and take a good look at themselves and figure out a game plan to elevate their life after they became one with themselves. But on the other hand, a lot of the public gave into the fuckery of demon time and shenanigans and ended up doing the most, acting out of character, and starting an OnlyFans. That year truly was where the downfall of Bryshere Gray began, because during that time, now mind you, I had no idea this man was married at all. But this one lady by the name of Candace ran to the streets to get help from random pedestrians, and then the police were called, and the SWAT team was actually called too, and held up Bryshere Gray in his apartment to like get him to come out and succumb and basically take accountability for his actions of literally beating his wife's ass. It's crazy to think that the whole entire SWAT team was called on him, but it was literally a 9-hour standoff, and he ended up like, you know, giving into the police, and he was sentenced to like 10 days in jail with about 3 years of probation that I think ended either this year or last year. His domestic violence cases didn't stop there, because in 2022 and 2023 he ran into the law again for domestic abuse on the women that were in his life. And this may be a little off topic, but I'm gonna make it on topic a little bit later. Whenever a man is beating up on beautiful women in their life, like, we didn't get the full story on both sides, but you're the common denominator beating up on multiple women. In my opinion, that is nothing but DL behavior, which translates to him being on Twitter and OnlyFans showing that pussy hole. Like, literally, y'all, today y'all can go to his OnlyFans and the first video you guys will see is him getting his Peter reader sucked off. Like, it's just like, bro, you were like almost like A-list status in this world, in this Hollywood game, and you literally reduced yourself to this. And everybody has normalized like porn and sexcapades on Twitter and like showing that ass, showing everything for cash. But when it comes to like the real Hollywood thing, the minute you do porn, unless you're like a white woman, Hollywood is done with you. Like, there's no coming back. That's where you are. That's the lane that you're going to be, and that's going to be your claim to fame, no matter what you've accomplished in the game. But y'all, the bigger question is, why did he turn to porn and OnlyFans and reducing himself on a public social media platform? The real reason is because allegedly he is blacklisted, and he got blacklisted by some mentors of his. And who are these mentors, you ask? Well, his manager by the name of Charlie Mack is the one that found him at the age of 19, and then Charlie Mack then introduced him to Will Smith, and Will Smith became his mentor on the acting tip. Either before he got on Empire or during the time he got on Empire, Will Smith was still mentoring him, and then Will Smith allegedly introduced him to Diddy. Now, when I started doing the research for this video, I didn't think this was going to come to another let's expose Diddy, let's take down Diddy type of video, but Diddy has become the common denominator in a lot of these younger celebrities' upbringing within the industry. Now, when I look at Will Smith was a rapper before and definitely has connections to literally everybody in the industry. Like, anybody that's the who's who, probably on any leg of the industry, Will Smith is like a mega platinum A-list star. So why did he feel the need to, you know, introduce him to Diddy when he wanted to be put on in music, when Bryshere Gray wanted to be more of a rapper? Like, why did Will Smith feel the need to feed him to Diddy? Which I ask the same question is, why did Usher feel the need to feed Justin Bieber to Diddy? It's kind of weird how in the industry it's like, okay, you get in and you get a mentor, and then depending on the path you want to go, you have to be like funneled up to a gatekeeper. And it's funny that after being underneath Diddy, like for example Justin Bieber, you just look at him and he looks like a shell of his former self. And then after being under Diddy's care, like Bryshere Gray is literally a shell of his former self. I gotta keep it real, even though I didn't want this to be about Diddy. Diddy, like I said, is the common denominator because Bryshere Gray was just like fresh, young, talented, and he, like, I personally thought he was gonna be like one of the next big things within like the acting and the rapper landscape. The man is immensely talented, but it's like you go through all this and now you're down here doing OnlyFans porn, mainly because he couldn't like get a gig anywhere. Like after Empire, for some reason, nobody would hire him anywhere. And it's alleged that not only was he a victim of Diddy, he got blacklisted because he probably did something or didn't do something that Diddy wanted him to do. And that has me thinking, like, in the industry, is it like some sort of like a pyramid scheme where you have all these beautiful, like very talented, very energized, very youthful stars funneled up to these older stars, and then they become a shell of their former selves while the older stars are still thriving in this world and like still at the age of like 50 and 60 making these big mega hit blockbusters and having these big albums and these big tours, when in reality they need to sit their ass the fuck down. And y'all, that really has me thinking, like, what is going to happen to the next generation of stars? Like, why aren't we ushering in, like, the next Beyonce, the next Will Smith? Like, it's like the stars are there, but they only get to a certain level, and then they're just discarded. Like, that has been an ongoing trend. From my viewpoint, it just feels like the old Hollywood, like the Gen X version of Hollywood, is trying to hold on for dear life and keep their careers going at the age of 50. And it's like they're feeding off on these new, like the new blood in the industry, discarding them, and yet, bam, they're looking like rejuvenated, just happy, careers are popping, everything is still popping, everything is chart topping. And the little guys, the new generation of stars, are just at the bottom and just chewed up and spit out. It's sad to say, but just like in corporate America and in any industry, the older generation and Gen X of Hollywood refuse to pass the torch. And victims like Bryshere Gray are the ones keeping their flames lit. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Where do you guys think the downward spiral with Bryshere Gray hits? And what do you guys think he can do to rejuvenate his career? Or what do you guys think is the next step in his career? Or is his career done because he spreaded those cheeks? But those are my views. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm going to come back at you guys with some more content. Yeah.